Hi everyone, welcome back to Tech About Math. I am going to share with you guys today. So we as teachers are also data analysis specialists, I like to say, because we have so much to do in terms of planning the lessons and escorting the lessons and all that fun stuff. And then we have to collect data, and then we have to analyze the data, and then we have to share the data. So today I am going through all of the ways, like basically little hacks that I use to analyze the data of a Google form. So the first thing I want to share is that this Google form that I'm about to go over the data with you is from remote learning. So it is accurate. It's data that of my actual class. I deleted some of their identifying information though, obviously, because I don't want that to get out there, but I am going to share with you exactly how I break it down. So some of the things that I do to analyze the data, some tools that I'm going to use are from Google Sheets. So there are three major things that I use in Google Sheets that help me analyze the data easily and quickly. So the first one I use the filter function. So I always have the first three questions of every Google form I give my students is first name, last name, class, so that I know exactly who's about to submit this form to me. It is timestamped, so I don't have them put the date or anything, because when they submit the form, it is timestamped, so I don't have to worry about that. The second thing that I always use is the sorting filter, so the sorting feature. So I sort it A to Z by last name or first name. The reason why I have first and last name separate is because it's two separate columns on my Google Sheet. So then I can go ahead and sort it by either first name or last name, depending on the spreadsheet that I'm looking at. The third and final thing, now this is the most important thing about Google Sheets that you're going to use to analyze your data, and that is conditional formatting. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to use those three things to quickly analyze the data. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to show you guys this assessment that I gave my students. So basically it was an end of week assessment. It was 3 questions. The answers are all here, so you can see the correct answer is highlighted or checked. So this is the form that I gave my students. I had it set so it collects their email address so that I know it's them actually doing the form, obviously. So over here you see the responses. So now you'll see the timestamp, you see the score overall, you see the first name, class, and the question 1, 2, and 3. So the first thing that I did here is I toggled on this filter feature. So the filter makes this light a lot easier. I'm gonna just drag it over here for now so you can see the full thing. So to get the filter feature, you might have to click more, and then it's this little like triangle, and you can just toggle it on and off. I have 3 or 4 classes here that took this form. So what I would do is I would click this little filter button, and then you can go ahead and you can like uncheck. So let's say I'm just analyzing the data of 5-211. I would click that. And then you can see. And then you can sort it A to Z. If you click the little filter button and click sort A to Z, it'll sort the students' names A to Z. Okay? Or you can even sort it by score. If you score A to Z, it's the lowest score to highest score. So I'm going to keep it as students A to Z because that's usually how I input their grades into my grade book. So that's the filter feature and the sorting feature. So those are the 2 things that I do so far. The third thing, now this is the big one that you're going to want to do to help you visualize the data a lot easier. So if you scroll down, I just want to get my answers correct. So the answer to question 1 is B, right? So I'm going to highlight this row, the whole row, and I'm going to go to format up here. And I'm going to go to conditional formatting. Now, B is the correct answer. So I want to highlight all of the incorrect answers. So what I'm going to do is, if it does not contain the answer B, I want it to be, like, it could be red, it could be pink, whatever color you want to identify the incorrect answers. Or you can do the opposite of that. You can say if it does contain B and then highlight all the right answers. I like to see the incorrect ones because then I know those are the students that I need to work with the most. And then look, even though I'm in 211 right now, if I select all of the classes, it'll highlight all of the classes, all of the students that got this answer incorrect. I'm going to go back to 211 just to have one class so it's not an overwhelming amount of data. And I'm going to look at the second question. So the second question is right here. So the answer is 4, right? I didn't put A, B, C, or D for this one. I just did numbers. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to highlight all of, this is column F. That is question number 2. And you can see on the top here it says 2. If you want to see the whole question, another quick tip, you can go like this and click this button is the text wrapping and wrap it down. So that's really cool. So again, I'm going to select all of column F. I'm going to go to format, conditional formatting, and I said the answer was 4, right? So if the text does not contain the number 4, then I want it to be red because that is incorrect. And now I can see only 3 kids got that answer wrong. So I know that that's not too big of a deal. This one a little bit more kids got wrong, so that's something I definitely want to go over or pull them for small group. So this definitely helps when you're deciding who to pull for small group if you have this information here. And then finally, number 3, the answer was 2 hours and 25 minutes. I think this is going to be the one that I'm going to want to go over. So I'm just going to copy the answer and then go here to column G. Again, format, conditional formatting does not contain this answer. And then that's going to be red. So again, I can see here obviously that this was the skill that this class needed to work on the most. It was elapsed time. So this is something that I'm going to want to go over as a full class and maybe just enrich these higher kids or just let them review the skill as well because it's something that they need to go over as a class. So that is how I quickly and effectively analyze data using just 3 tools from Google Sheets. So Google Sheets is not that bad. It's not that scary, so don't worry. So this is just how I quickly go over the information for analyzing the data. So how I go ahead and submit data to my admin if they need to know like certain percentages and things like that. I do offer an online course. So click that link in the show notes and that will be sure to help you with analyzing the data beyond this. So yes, this is really good to get started, but there is so much more you can do with the data. So you can make a chart, you can find averages, find percentages, things like that. And I want to help you do that easily. So I do have that online course. The course is all about Google Forms and Google Sheets. So it goes through how to create and set up the form, create a template, things like that. And then it goes into actually analyzing the data. So what you can get, what information you can get from your Google form. So be sure to check that out. The link is down below. So make sure you click that, get on that wait list. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Have a good week.